In this video, we are going to talk about the order of operations. Please write that down. So we are going to talk about order of operations. So in your notes, I'd like you to write the vocabulary. Evaluate means to solve. So you're going to see questions that ask you to evaluate. Then numeric expression, which contains only numbers and operations, no equal sign. An equation contains an equal sign. An expression only has numbers and operations. Simplify means to solve, to find the expression's value. And then order of operations is the specific order in which to perform the operations. Please copy all of those down. So order of operations. So step 1, you will copy the box that it says perform operations in parentheses. Then find the values with exponents. Then, very important, when you're up to the multiply or divide step, you must multiply or divide left to right as ordered in the problem. So if the divide comes first after parentheses, do divide. If multiply comes first, do multiply, then divide, or divide, then multiply, whichever is left to right. First come, first serve. Then, after all that is done, the very last step is add or subtract, again, from left to right as ordered in the problem. Please write that box down. So, and just to remember, you don't have to rewrite this. When multiplying or dividing, you must perform those operations left to right. Then you'll add or subtract, and those must perform left to right. Those are the last operations you do. So even though people say PEMDAS for parentheses, exponents, multiply, divide, add, and subtract, it's really also PEDMAS because you could do divide, multiply. Then it could also be PEMDASA because you could do subtract and add at the end, or add and subtract. Those are just some silly ways just to remember. So again, work inside the parentheses first if you see parentheses, then multiply and divide left to right, then add and subtract left to right. You don't have to write that again because we went over it in the other slide. Sometimes people say, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, to remember the order. Now we are going to do this first question. So in your notes, write the word example, and then you're only going to write 96 minus 96 minus 26 plus 48. So even though the subtraction comes first, you have to do the subtraction first because it's PEMDAS, but it's also PEMDASA. Subtraction, work from left to right. So we could do the subtraction first since that came first, and then the addition. 96 minus 26, and remember to write a little bracket. Then you put the 70. Always carry down what's next, plus 48. Then you do 70 plus 48, and your final answer is 118. Remember, work from left to right with addition, subtraction. So if subtraction came first, which it did in this problem, you do the subtraction first, then you do the addition. Only write that one example down. You don't have to write all the word problem, just the actual problem. Then this is homework slide 1. So I want you to do 1 through 4. Remember PEMDAS. So if you see additions first, you do the addition first, then the subtraction. But if the subtraction is first, you do the subtraction first, then the addition, then the subtraction. Okay, so it's just the order in which it appears. Now I'm going to show you multiplication and division. So you're going to copy this example 2, 40 times 24 divided by 60. So first you'll do 40 times 24, you work from left to right, and you will get 960. Bring down the divide, bring down the 60, then you will divide 960 divided by 60, and you will get 16. So just write the example. I'm not worried about the word problem part yet. We will be doing a lot of those in the classroom. Underline the operation each time you work on them, and always write the entire new expression whenever you work on an operation. So you just keep bringing it down till you complete everything. Let's do this one together. Simplify the expression. Please copy it down. 15 minus 10 divided by 2. Well, according to PEMDAS, we must do parentheses first. There's no parentheses. Exponent second. There's no exponent. Multiply, divide left to right. Well, guess what? There is a division there. So I'm going to underline 10 divided by 2. You will perform the 10 divided by 2 first, and that gives you 5. Then bring down the 15, bring down the minus. Now you're going to do 15 minus 5, which is 10, because we do add and subtract our last step. Again, left to right. So add, subtract, or subtract, add, whatever comes first, left to right. Let's continue. Go to the next slide. Guided learning. So this is homework slide 2. You're going to do 5 through 8, those 4 problems as well for homework. Now let's move on. And the last one we're going to just look at one example, and then we'll be done with the presentation when we have parentheses. So now this operation, I want you to write down 60 plus 64 in parentheses minus 8 times 9. So step 1, perform all operations in the parentheses first. So you will do 60 plus 64, and you'll bring down the 124. So we broke apart the parentheses by doing what was inside the parentheses first. So we got 124. Bring down everything else, minus 8 times 9. Well, now we know that according to PEMDAS, we cannot do subtraction first. We do the multiplication first. So do 8 times 9, bring down the 72, bring down the minus, bring down the 124. Then the last step, you will now subtract. And our final answer is 52. That is the end of our presentation. We will review all of these items in the classroom. Don't forget to do your homework slides. Thank you.